everyone, this is Alena Ray. I'm here to show you guys the moves to Fearless by Jasmine. My sister and I had a lot of fun coming up with this dance for Camp Mashiach 2017. I'm excited to see everyone here coming up in a few weeks. Let's get into it. So the first verse is, I'll wake up, I feel it, these fears are back again. Can't wait, shake 'em, can't make 'em, ever fade, ever end. And in that portion of the song, we're going to call that portion A. We're going to do the same little set twice. And that set is going to go grapevine. We're headed towards your left. You're going to start with your right foot in front, right foot behind. We're going to lean in on our right foot with our right fist. These fears are back again. So kind of what we're saying, this whole song is just kind of about the things that are in front of us. We're putting them aside, and we're choosing not to focus on those things that can create fear, but we're choosing to be fearless by focusing on the Creator of all things, who can accomplish all things, who nothing is impossible for Him. So I thought this was a really powerful movement we did, and so we love dancing it. All right, let's go ahead and fit it in. Right, fine. I wake up, I feel it, these fears are back again. Can't shake 'em, can't make 'em, ever fade. All right, and this is section B. So it's gonna be, am I good enough? Do I measure up? Feels like a war I can't win. So basically, it does look a little funky because you're doing something inside and then you're doing something outside of the circle, but just kind of picture it in a straight line first, and it's not that difficult at all. So it's going to be right foot in front, left foot behind, shuffle with your right, and then the same motion with your left foot. Left foot in front, right foot behind, shuffle with your left. So let's put it in. Am I good enough? Do I measure up? And then we're going to do a little lean to the front, and then a lean to the back, and a lean to the front again. Feels like a war I can't win. And the last one has a hand motion with it, because sometimes things are just so overwhelming and you're just like, you just want to say, get them as far from me as possible. I just want to be with myself in a bubble. And you know what? We're getting to the part where we're going to take His Spirit and He's going to fill us up. But for now, some things seem overwhelming. Am I good enough? Do I measure up? Feels like a war I can't win. Now we're going to get into the pre-chorus. And we're going to march into the center 3 times. Bring it in. We're going to march back twice. And then give it to God. So, I wasn't given the spirit of fear. I was given the power of love. We're going to go in again. We're going to do it twice. And everything I've been fighting against, I'm going to lift it up. Now we're going to get into the chorus. With the chorus, what we're going to do is this. We're going to bring it in, bend in a little bit where your right foot's in the back. And this is kind of symbolizing how we fight on our knees. We fight with prayer. And that's what fills us up. So that's what this motion is going to be about. I want to be fearless. So we're going to bring it. Rock back with your right leg and bring it in and be strong. Strong again. I want to be fearless. And then we're going to take our left hand. We're going to bring, no holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. So the first one, we're pushing it out. And the second one, we're putting what's good back in, which is God. And we love Yahweh with all of our hearts, souls, and minds. And it's just a special thing. I want to be fearless. No holding back, no backing down. Fearless. Because I believe you're with me now. And then we're just going to do shuffle to the right, shuffle to the, we're just going to kind of march around the circle. Go. Bring on the unknown, lead me and I'll go. And we're going to do a 3-point turn to your right. Come set me free, God I want to be. And then we're going to go back into it. Do the chorus twice. Fearless, into verse 2.
These mountains, these giants will fall at a single word. In your name, in your strength, I'm more than a conqueror. 'Cause I wasn't given the spirit of fear, I was given the power of love. And everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up.
So the only difference between the first verse and the second verse is the first verse has a little pre-chorus where we bring it in and bring it up. The second verse, you just go right into the leaning forward, leaning back, but instead of overwhelming things, he's got it all under control. So we bring it up before the second verse. Now the second chorus is just the same, except at the end, instead of going right into the verse, we're actually going into the bridge at this point. And so we're gonna go left, and we're gonna do the right shuffle, left shuffle movement.
I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid.
And this is kind of marching and taking our place, our identity, and who he's called us to be, who our Father in heaven has called us to be. So we're marching to the beat of his drum, is what I like to say.
I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid.
And we're going to keep doing this motion, and we're going to bring our hand movements into it now, right and then left. And this is declarative of what, in agreement of what he's already said about us, and that he loves us and has a plan for us.
I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith.
So the second,
I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith.
So the first movement is with our hands, and the second movement is praise, so bringing it up and out.
I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith.
And then she just picks it up and she keeps declaring it. And so there's a time, and you'll see it in the dance, where we just kind of pick it up and we get, you do a little hop and skip with it.
I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name.
So we're turning our march almost into this praise dance. I mean, it is a dance, but we're turning the march into joy. Because when he's with us, the battle's already
and
won. With that victory, the end of it's going to go back into the third chorus. And the third chorus is just going to end with another one of these slow, bringing it in, surrendering to him, and then letting him fill us with his strength and his might. For he can do all things, and believing what he says about us. And I love you guys. And I love this song, and just to take a quick moment to share my testimony about this song. A couple of weeks ago, I was in an accident, and I was heading home from work, and I was going around this S-curve that was over a bridge, so there was a railing, and I was going like 50-some, and it had just started to rain, and my car hydroplaned a little bit, and then my steering mechanism locked up, and I was trying to get back in my lane and everything, and I went into the off lane. And then I came back around once it finally let me, and then I went into the grass and like spun around some, and I mean, the amazing thing was I missed a tree and a sign, and I kind of went right in the middle of them. I spun around and I faced the road. And, you know, I'm dumbfounded at that moment because, you know, there was no oncoming traffic when I went in the other lane. And, you know, when I went into the grass, it was after the railing had ended, after the S-curve, and through a tree and a sign. And the Lord spoke to me in that moment. I took a moment and I assessed my car, and all things considered, it was pretty much fine, you know, and I'm just facing the road, like I could just turn back on. And I assessed things, it was fine, and the Lord spoke to me and said, it does not matter what's going on in your life. I was going through some difficult things in my life. It was hectic. They were distracting me from focusing on God. And he said, it does not matter what's going on in your life. I have you. I love you. And I will make you fearless. And it was just kind of funny that earlier that day, well, not funny, it's a God thing. Earlier that day, I had been listening to a sermon about being fearless. So, you know, I had taken time that day, about an hour and a half, to really focus and study the scripture and watch this sermon. And then he speaks to me in that moment about being fearless. And I turn back onto the highway. And I turn on my radio, and the very first song that starts playing is Fearless by Jasmine Murray. So it was really special. I know Cami and I were already planning on doing the song for camp. So I wanted to take a moment and share that testimony with you guys. He's a big God, and he loves us in a big way. And you don't have to be fearful about anything. I love you.